Good day. Welcome to part one of your step to becoming self-sufficient in doing penetration testings, vulnerability assessments, network scanning, and getting your hands dirty. Now, when you actually write the CISSP exam or anything like that, sometimes a lot of theory involved. But what I'm going to do here is using open source and take you through quite a few things to make sure that you can do and practice what you preach. What you need to actually start this, first and foremost, some nice bandwidth available, because you're going to download some large files. Then also, let's actually look at using some sticks. This is a little 8 gig, small little single type of little stick. And what we're going to do with this is actually use Kali, which is open source and freeware penetration testing software, and install this and actually have it as part of our toolkit. So what do? Step one, let's go to Kali.org. And then in the downloads, we'll see we've got Kali 64-bit and 32-bit. I'm going for the 64-bit because it's a later technology, gives you better access to all the RAM you've got, although we'll install it on a virtual machine. And this will actually give us the capability of running much more faster and use all available memory. So either download a pure ISO, so if you've got the bandwidth and you can download using the ISO, it's a flat image. The other option is a torrent client. So if you've got a torrent client, this will actually not stream from a single site, but stream from a lot of clients that have got little torrent clients in. Normally torrents are not a good thing and not allowed within organizations, but it gives you the capability of streaming very nicely from different sources and download that. Now, very important here is to actually look at the SHA-1 sum. That's a secure hash algorithm. Now, after we've downloaded this, we need to make sure that this is a correct file. Or if we received it from anywhere else, and it is the 1.1.0a release, we have to test that to make sure that it is correct. So first and foremost, we're going to download that. Once it's downloaded, next step is let's check it. Now the question is, how do we check it? Now there are a couple of, if you're using Linux, there are built-in tools to do that. If you're using the Windows environment, I would suggest go to Microsoft and download the Microsoft File Checksum Integrity Verifier. I usually have this tool always within any system I use because it's trustworthy and it tests for both MD5, which is the Message Digest 5, and SHA-1. Now, once we've downloaded that, what we'll do, let's actually go and do the check. As you can see here, I've downloaded and installed it in ms subdirectory. I run the command fciv.exe, and the reason why I put .exe, I actually want to make sure that that file is executed. If the system is infected and they say fciv.com, it will be executed initially. This is just a very good structure to use on that. Right, so once we've actually have the file downloaded, we're going to execute this command fciv with SHA-1 as an option. So let's do that. It will check the integrity of the file and give us the output after a check. But we're going to use the SHA-1 check because this is what we're given from the download. So going back to the download, we'll see that it's 2B8D2 as the first couple of digits. And let's make sure that that's correct. So 2B8D2, so, and then 729F, I check the first and the last part, and as you look there, 729F, so that is correct. So once we've done that, now we're happy that our file is correct and it's trustworthy. Now the next step is to actually include that into our stick. We're going to copy that so we can use the stick to actually boot from that. Once we've confirmed this, now we have to copy that ISO image that we've got onto this small little stick. This is an 8 gig stick. Now the file is approximately 3 gigs or around about there, so I actually have a stick at least 4 gigs, but if you're going to run it off the stick and make sure that it is a little bit bigger so you can have your swap file, you can have your additional software that you install and so on. So what are we going to use this? Now there are other applications that you can use, but what I'm going to use, there's a Win32 disk images. So I'm using Windows here again. Now this is open source, it's available from sourceforge.net, and I'll actually have all the links and hopefully with hot areas that you can click on and download. Now download this application and install it in your environment, and once you've done that, we're going to use that to connect and to the USB stick and copy it over. Now once we've started the Win32 disk imager, take the stick, install it in your machine, and you'll see it recognizes it immediately. And here we'll see it starts coming up as drive L. Now once we've done that, we're going to pick up the ISO image that we've downloaded previously, and you'll see that the download is actually only IMG. So let's actually have a look at it here. So now let's select all files, and we're going to select the ISO that we've downloaded. Now once we've done that, the write process can happen, and it will do a low-level write to the disk. And once that's completed, we can actually test that disk and install it and try to boot from that. And we're going to do the next step after we've all completed this, copying it to a virtual machine and be able to run that virtual machine in any client or your employer.